They are your 16 starters, Morgan Melbourne, for B-Main number 1, brought to you by Crane Corp Australia. Who will be the 3 that go through?
20 laps the journey for these 16 drivers. 3 to continue on their drive. As Belfield got a blinder of a start to the inside end. The yellows come on very quickly. They will come back on. One driver looking very antsy out there was Ron Belfield in the 61. And we'll have a only second year of Speedway racing. Your front row for take 2. 20 laps a journey.
David Francis and Nicholas Porter banging wheels as they come to the green flag. Ron Belfield and Michael Clark, both from Albany, making great starts. Michael Clark, 3/4 track high. The number 28 Falcon, who was 40th after night 1. And nearly qualified automatically for the A-Main. He's up in a 3rd place on the opening circulation of 20 here in B-Main number 1. But it's Nicholas Porter and the ex-Mike Kinnear hold Commodore leads. Bit of a tag from David Francis as Michael Clark makes it 3 wide. Huge dust cloud. Yeah, they're in turn 4 as Todd Moon, the local in car number 6, spun the Commodore, comes out of the dust and will rejoin a long way behind the rest of the field.
So 2 Albany drivers so far have locked themselves into the race, but that's only after maybe 2 laps completed as they're 3 wide for the lead. Porter in the middle of Belfield. How good is it to see Rocket Roddy on the bottom? The LJ, one of the most decorated cars in all of Speedway racing, not giving up the hope yet to these older, well, newer, more developed cars as one of his counterparts in car number 28, Michael Clark's now under attack from Porter.
And the little Tirana sitting there in 3rd of Ron Belfield. David Francis, Josh Stewart's up in the 5th. Early in this opening B-Main, Gary Leeson also from Esperance is 6th. Wayne Leveson, Robbie Treneman is 8th, Jeff Dickinson, and rounding out your top 10, Jason Whitehead is, Michael Clark and Jackson Derrick have got, Nicholas Porter I should say, not Jackson Derrick, getting the 27s mixed up, but Nicholas Porter and Michael Clark will come together and you can see the war wound, Morgan, on the right front corner of car number 27.
It was getting antsy up at the front. David Francis, well, why not? Let's see if we can see that front wheel drive carry the hopes of the rest of the clan. The Albany 1-2 as they go with 17 remaining. Clark, Belfield and Francis.
Into turn number 1 for the first occasion after the restart. 17 laps remaining as Morgan mentioned. And who will be the 3 that will go into the show? Michael Clark, been one of the quicker production sedans in the Great Southern this season here in Western Australia. Josh Stewart straight away challenging David Francis for 3rd as they exit turn number 4 and head down the front straight. So Josh Stewart now in that final transfer position. Wayne Leveson, who's had a disastrous weekend, can he get himself in the show as the 86 Commodore showing signs of distress. Jeff Dickinson is 7th from Jackson Derrick, Robbie Treneman, and rounding out your top 10 is car number 28 from Kalgoorlie Boulder of Jason Whitehead. But very shortly, the little Tirana of Ron Belfield, car 61 for Auto 1, will be challenging his fellow Albany Speedway Club member in Michael Clark.
Good run so far from Josh Stewart. Finally, some luck from the man from Esperance as he's cleared away from David Francis, who's going to be under attack now from a charging pack led by Wayne Leveson. Leveson, one of the most travelled drivers of production sedan racing, hasn't had the best of luck in production sedan state titles in year gone by. Would love to have another start in the A-Main as Moora spun again on turn number 4, but this time well clear off the track for Clark and Belfield, who are in a merry old run at the moment out in front, but Stewart can't relax just yet because Francis and now Wayne Leveson are closing, with Leveson following behind him is Jackson Derrick. Derrick with what a run. He come off the 7th row to be now outside the top 6. So a good run from the 27.
Yeah, 12 laps remaining of Moora Speedway here in B-Main 1, and Ron Belfield doesn't have to do anything silly here. Not that he would know, but the rest of the field a long way behind him. Josh Stewart sitting in that final transfer position in car 19. David Francis, Wayne Leveson, your top 5. Jackson Derrick, Gary Leeson, who's fell back to 7th place early in this one. Ron Belfield again looking to the inside. Michael Clark is further back in the field. It's all happening. Gary Leeson, Jeff Dickinson have spun in pits corner. Jason Whitehead and Robbie Treneman taking evasive action. And Robbie Treneman straight away coming to the inquiry bay to see our officials from Speedway Sedans Western Australia. And the number 26 Commodore from Collie, Jeff Dickinson heading in that direction as well. Multi-car bingle in turns 3 and 4. I think they're battling for about 6 long back were Gary Leeson, Jackson Derrick, Jeff Dickinson and Robbie Treneman.
Is in front of him. class, talent, and have been here before.
Most certainly do a lot of racing down on the south coast as well at club level. Each and every race meeting, in particular Albany and Esperance's production sedans on the card, so plenty of laps throughout each summer here in Western Australia. Michael Clark leads them to the green flag in car number 28. You're in P main number 1 with 12 laps remaining. Wayne Leveson, what has he got for the Mitsubishi Magna in front of him? That's the first car on his hit list to try and steal a transfer position. Jackson Derrick and Benny Curtin's come from a long way back, as Morgan alluded to. In car number 99, they're a bit single file as they exit turn 4 and head down the front straight with 11 laps remaining. And all of a sudden, Benny Curtin looks like the one that might be making the moves early after the restart in car number 99. He moves down the inside of Jackson Derrick into 6th place. Jeff Dickinson might try and do the same in car 72, but it's Michael Clark who leads with, as we're halfway home, cars spinning everywhere, turns 3 and 4. Look at the smoke coming from Nicholas Porter. Morgan, that is a serious barbecue for car 27.
And that's when he will say goodnight to his chances. And I dare say too, as well for Dickinson, as he's gone around for the second.
The 5-time state champion, 2-time national champ. We'll just be leading to get these final transfer positions, Morgan, as we're back underway.
That was a very early jump from Michael Clark. That was almost in turn 3 spec. Someone must be feeling like he's got a wing on his roof with a start well far back, but has been able to help him out as much as it possibly can, because he's able to gap to this Tirana. The track now starting to become very bottom dominant now. As you can see, the drivers who were trying that top side are unable to make any moves. The one driver who's making that to perfection is Benny Curtin. 2 positions in 3 corners, and he now sits himself inside the top 5. Watch out for the 99 who's looking for a spot inside the A-main as Belfield has gone around. Wow! What has happened there with Ron Belfield? The lights still stay green and we continue to roll. Belfield though, we may not see the LJ in the feature race for the first time for a long time, and the yellows have come on. We can't technically call that a professional foul. We did try and get onto the track. Now this is what's going to be interesting. Stand back and we wait. I feel like Belfield knows he made the...
All of a sudden, Morgan, Benny Curtin now in 4th.
How about the Magna though? Francis has got himself inside the A-main if he continues this run. But Benny Curtin wants that spot as we've got contact at the back, and it's starting to get Nancy at the tail of the field. The yellows have come on. 15 minutes so far to complete these opening 11 laps. And we got
40-lap main event. The Magna hasn't gave up. The left rear quarter panel hanging off car 616. He's still in the battle with 5 laps remaining of the Moora Speedway, with 3/4 of the way home in B main 1, brought to you by Crane Corp Australia. And Benny Curtin absolutely harassing the left rear quarter panel of the Esperance exhaust. Commodore of Josh Stewart in front of him. Stewart goes super deep into Pet's corner, and he might have opened the door for Benny Curtin.
Oh, what a run from the tail of the field for Ben Curtin. Row 8 to the show. Trying to punch his ticket now is David Francis, as Josh Stewart is now the man. Running that thin line between making the show and packing your bags. Clark, he's confident he's home. We're confident he's home. If he holds on to the wager, he does. He'll start out of position number 17. As we've got trouble. Trouble in turn number 3 this time. It's poor Trevor Moon who's been in the wars.
Yeah, Todd Moon's had a difficult weekend in car 6.
Apologies.
His drama started on night 1. He was well back in the points. He was 38th actually after the opening night of competition. And the number wondering what is happening behind him. In car number 28, there's been a lot going on throughout this B main, but he has just 3 more laps to negotiate around the Moora Speedway. Benny Curtin, remarkable from P16, finds himself comfortably in the transfer position. And does David Francis have something for Josh Stewart to steal the final transfer position away? Josh Stewart just seems to be going very deep into Pitt's corner on every occasion. Gary Leeson runs very wide here in the front straight. Ron Belfield and Jackson Derrick trying to make it 3 wide. The little Tirana, Ron Belfield hasn't given up, but he's still got a lot of work to do with just 1.5 laps remaining.
but don't write him off just yet. There's contact between him and Leeson goes around to the flat tyre with the 18. He's going to try and get off the track. No, he hasn't. There was definitely a splatter to the right rear, another stoppage. Green-white checker finish coming up.
Towards the back end of the field in the Toronto, I think Ron's had enough. He's been in the wars this weekend, and Ron Belfield will take no part in the A-main. Here we go, green-white checker. Michael Clark once again sails off into turn 1 as the race leader in car 28. From the 2 Commodores of Benny Curtin and Josh Stewart, Wayne Leviston. Can he steal the final transfer position away from the 19 Commodore in front of him? From Esperance of Josh Stewart. White flag finally on display here in B-Main 1. And Michael Clark and Benny Curtin comfortably in your transfer positions to start from P17 and 19 respectively in tonight's 40-lap A-Main. They're going to bring him home. Michael Clark in car number 28 will hold on and lead B-Main 1 from start to finish. Benny Curtin, Josh Stewart, they'll be the 3 that will qualify. Wayne Leviston will be 4th from David Francis, Anthony Page. Jackson Derrick was 7th from Jeff Dickinson, Craig Lenane.